I am speaking to you today in the first month of a new year. And I think the first month of a new year represents a great opportunity to kind of pause and take stock of where we're at and to think seriously about where we want to be a year from now. In today's video, I'm going to share one of my absolute favorite ways to do this, to pause and take stock and consider where I'm at. And I think every retroactive jealousy sufferer should ask themselves the question that I'm going to pose in this video. My name is Zachary Stockill, and since 2013, I've been working one-on-one with thousands of men and women from all over the world, helping them overcome retroactive jealousy, helping them overcome obsessive jealousy, and save their relationships. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one or you'd like more information about my work, please visit my website at retroactivejealousy.com. You'll notice that I ask you a lot of questions on this channel, and I also ask a lot of questions in my workbooks on Amazon and all the rest. I'm big on posing questions to you and encouraging people to ask themselves their own questions, because I think quite often in life, we have the answers we need already. It's just about asking ourselves the right questions and getting clarity and focus when it comes to what truly matters. There's one question in particular that I came across many years ago. I think it was from the Canadian psychologist Jordan Peterson, but I'm actually not sure. But I heard this question posed in a seminar that I was watching, and it really resonated, it really hit home. And I think it's a really great way to kind of keep yourself on track and to get yourself closer to where you want to go. The question that I ask myself on a regular basis, and the question that I think every single retroactive jealousy sufferer should ask themselves on a regular basis is, if I keep letting my weaker instincts win, what could happen? I think for many retroactive jealousy sufferers, there's often kind of a battle in our systems between what we know we should do and our weaker instincts. Our higher self, if you want to call it that, and maybe our weaker or lower self. If you're a retroactive jealousy sufferer, you probably know what I'm talking about. Quite often we're in these situations where there's this voice in the back of our head telling us the right thing to do or telling us a better course of action. And there's another voice, sometimes more powerful on the other side of our brain, telling us to give in to our ego, or telling us to ask our partner more questions, or, you can look through her phone, that's totally fine, or you should spend more time stalking retroactive jealousy on Reddit or YouTube or whatever. There's often a battle between our higher self and our weaker self, if you want to phrase it that way. And quite often, especially when we're struggling with something like retroactive jealousy, our weaker self, or our weaker instincts, shall we say, quite often we let them win. And this goes for just about anything in life. To use a classic example, something I can relate to personally, and I imagine some of you can relate to too. If you're someone like me who struggles to keep weight off, it's very, very, very easy for me to put on weight just through choices in my diet and all the rest. If you're struggling with your weight, quite often you're having this battle between the choices that you should be making, maybe when it comes to your diet or exercise, and your weaker instincts. So your higher self on the one hand is arguing, Zach, you should go to the gym. You haven't been to the gym in a couple days. You should eat low carb today, whatever. And then the other side, there's this other voice saying, oh, you can have another whiskey. That's fine. Oh, you worked out 2 days ago and you worked out really hard. You can get away with taking the day off. There's kind of this battle going on in our psyche between what we know we should do and what we probably shouldn't do, but is often easier. And again, this goes for retroactive jealousy. If you're struggling with the urge to ask your partner questions about their past, if you keep feeling this urge, maybe it's very, very strong, and you're telling yourself, oh no, if you just get a few more answers about a few more questions, this will solve the problem, and it's okay, you can ask for a few more details about this thing, and I just need this relief, so I just need to ask a few more questions. There's that voice in your head. But at the same time, hopefully, there's another voice, maybe it's a little further away, a little more faint. Maybe there's another voice saying, Zach, you've already asked that question, or Zach, this question is not helpful. Remember what that guy on YouTube said about stop asking questions about your partner's past. This is not a good idea. This is not going to help. And thus, a lot of the time, if we want to be successful in any area of endeavor, is listen to our higher self, is listen to our better instincts, and avoid giving in to our weakest instincts. So if you keep giving in to your weakest instincts, if you keep letting your weaker instincts win, ask yourself what could happen. And be painfully, maybe brutally honest with yourself. Because you know your weaker instincts. You know the version of you that is weak, that doesn't think that much about the future, that has erratic, sometimes irrational impulses, that just wants things to be easy. They're different for all of us, but we all have these impulses to a greater or lesser extent. I'll give you an example that I can, pull up right now when I sit down to record this video. So hopefully you can't tell if you're just watching this, but I've been struggling all week with just terrible allergy attacks. It's a long story. I won't bore you with the details, but the basic gist of it is I've been in bed and sneezing and taking all this, antihistamines, and it's really been a pretty miserable week as far as my health goes. And I'm running out of new videos to send to my YouTube editor. And on the one hand, my weaker instinct just today, just 10 minutes ago, said, oh, Zach, you can take the day off. And you've already recorded hundreds of YouTube videos. You can take a week or two off. It's fine. You need your rest, and your face looks kind of puffy, and you always want to look good on YouTube. You want to get that ego boost of looking good on camera, and you can take today off. It's fine. So in this scenario, that's my version of my weaker impulse. But at the same time, there's kind of my higher self on the other side of my brain saying, Zach, you have the chance, you have the opportunity to do meaningful work that has an impact on people. You shouldn't squander that opportunity. Today's never going to repeat itself. You feel somewhat okay today, much better than yesterday. You can do this. Stop being lazy, plant your behind on a seat in front of this camera, start talking, start making something happen. You can do this. So needless to say, I'm listening to my higher self today, but maybe yesterday I was more listening to my weaker self. It's like this constant battle. To bring this back to retroactive jealousy once again, the next time, say, for an example, the next time you're having this urge to ask your partner more questions about their past, you feel this itch to just ask for more details and to get even more granular, unnecessary details, and you feel that urge very strongly. Try listening to your higher self, which I realize, I understand, is way easier said than done. But the more you do it, the more you keep listening to your higher self, the easier it becomes. By the way, in this scenario, I think your higher self should be saying, stop asking questions. That guy on YouTube is right. This is not going to help. It's going to make your problem worse. You punished your partner for their past enough. Stop asking more questions. And if you need extra motivation, again, ask yourself, if I keep giving in to this weak impulse, what's the worst that could happen? And I'll tell you the worst that could happen if you're a retroactive jealousy sufferer. If you keep asking your partner endless questions about their past, I promise you, I don't care who it is, I promise you, eventually your partner will hit that wall where it's like, enough is enough. I'm tired of being made to feel this way. I'm bored with these conversations. I'm tired of my partner continually telegraphing this insecurity and fear. I've given them answers already. I can't take it anymore. I'm gone. Because it gives me no pleasure to tell you that I receive those emails on a regular basis. Emails from retroactive jealousy sufferers asking me, how do I get my partner back because they finally left. They couldn't take the abuse. They couldn't take the questions anymore. They're gone. And I don't want that for you, and I would imagine you don't want that for you. So if you want extra motivation, I think that's a very likely outcome, unfortunately, if you keep giving into this impulse of asking your partner endless questions about their past. But again, in closing, you can apply this to any endeavor of life, any challenge you're facing, anything you're wanting to do, any way you're trying to be productive, anything. Anytime you're trying to get anything done, there's a version of you that is probably kind of trying to keep you from doing it, or encouraging you to be lazy, or telling you that you'll fail, or whatever. Stop listening to that instinct, and at the same time ask yourself, if I listen to this instinct, if I keep letting this instinct win, where could it get me? Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this video, and if you want me to record more videos, even when I'm struggling with allergies and my face is puffy and, and all the rest, if you want more free content, please take a minute to let me know by clicking the like button below. You can also leave a comment beneath this video, telling me what you think, good, bad, or ugly. I would appreciate hearing from you. And while you're at it, please be sure you are subscribed to my channel as well to be notified of new videos moving forward. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.